do you mean by, a person comes to me and says, I'm a member of a club of higher consciousness. I said, what does that mean? Higher consciousness. So I said, where's your kidney? I'm not sure. How fast is the blood moving to your vein and artery? I don't know. What do you mean by higher consciousness? A lot of people are as full of shit as a Christmas turkey because they really don't know what they're talking about. Many people have entrusted their decision-making to government. Bingo. And many people have also given that decision-making to the deity. They create a deity, then they say, he will make the most appropriate decision. Prevent my house from burning down, prevent my children from being killed, and help us along the way. But it's going to take time for people to take on the responsibility of managing this wonderful gift of nature, the earth, water, all the wonderful things we have, topsoil, and we have to take care of the earth. We have to assume responsibility. We have brains, and the brains can be programmed in many different directions. They can go into the abstract region, which has nothing to do with improving our lives. We can invent reasons for nature, or we can say, I don't know how nature works, and hold that in abeyance and try to find out. That's the difference between science and religion. Religion has answers. Many different things. The Lord works in strange ways when they can't account for anything. You know? The scientist says, I don't know. And what are you going to do about it? He goes into a lab to try to find out. What's the best shape for a boat? What's the best arrangement for sails to get the most effective movement from the wind? He says, I don't know. So he sets up an experiment. An experiment is truth-seeking, but tangibly truth-seeking. But philosophy and theology, you sit back on an armchair. You say, well, I guess the trees are here to give us oxygen. The science is that the trees are here, they produce oxygen, and that enables us to survive. They're not here for that purpose, because there are many remote islands that have trees without any humans producing oxygen. You know, and there are many tidal waves that go over islands without people on them. So they're not there to punish people.
Humans are amazingly anthropomorphic.
Terribly so.
Oh yeah, it's all about us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all
My
about
mother used to be that. She used to say, the ant is going home to feed its young. I said, how do you know that? Maybe going home to eat its young. You know, like the spiders, they mate, then the female eats the male. And I'm not talking about pornography. I'm talking about digesting them.
Among other ideas are the matrix system, divinity, or 2012 and the end of the world. I'm not making fun of them. I'm not saying that those are not true, but are just like religion, ideas, and until are not proved, will remain on that status. And just for presenting you how those ideas are seen from a scientific point of view, let's watch this.
Okay, The Planets Today is a marvelous work of fiction. Oh yes. Yes, there is no such thing as Planet Nimburu or whatever they say. It's just fiction. And they cite sources that cite NASA sources. They don't cite NASA. Check the websites, you'll see. And it's all related to the doomsday predictions of the year 2012. Yes, that's what you're getting at. That's behind your question, isn't it? Yes. 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 You want to know if the world is going to end on December 21st, 2012. Because the same website that tells you about Planet X, this secret planet that has a strongly elliptical orbit that will come into our zone in 2012 and knock Earth off its axis, combined with, on December 21st, 2012, that the center of the galaxy, the sun and the Earth will come into perfect alignment, and the excess gravity will then also tip Earth off its axis, and it'll be end of the world as we know it. This is what these web pages will tell you. Turns out, if you go to December 21st and look at the star charts, it's true. The center of the galaxy, the sun and the Earth will come into perfect alignment. It will. It's true. It's true. What the site does not tell you is that that happens every year on December 21st. They left that out of the account. So it's a fun work of fiction. Earth will be here before, during, and after 2012. I will add that the movie 2012 that's being marketed right now, that's going to come out in 2012, and they want you to do all the homework for the movie. So they say, just Google it. And if you Google 2012, it's filled with thousands of web pages on doomsday, written by people who didn't take enough science in school. So you Google it. I saw some of the previews for it, and I was worried that we would, all of us in this business would just be inundated with having to sort of correct misconceptions. Then I saw what they actually show in the movie. And the movie's like, aliens come and they take over the Capitol. And I said, oh, that's just another sort of like the movie Independence Day. And that's fine. It's just Hollywood.
Remember, it's much more easier and safer to observe and define, instead of going after such ideas and trying to find arguments supporting them. In fact, it's a total loss of time to analyze all these ideas. Those who support them must come with evidence. In addition to this, it is impossible to prove such a negative. How can we prove that Santa Claus does not exist? We follow all the houses on Christmas Eve, and if we do not notice Santa Claus, then does not mean that he do not exist. It means that he didn't appear that Christmas. We go even to the North Pole to look, and we don't find him. But we still have not demonstrated that he didn't exist. We just prove that in that night of Christmas, and in that time on North Pole, he is not present. That's all. You cannot prove that Santa Claus does not exist, but only, maybe, that he is unlikely to exist. The same thing happens with religion, God, conspiracy theories, and so on. Remember, it is impossible to prove such a negative. Do not forget. The universe exists. All that exists there. What it's happening. Human beings are just trying to observe and define. That's all, because what exists, and it makes no sense to invent convenient stories. All these ideas are accepted or promoted by the monetary system, so we can't blame it for the poor educational program and promoting of false values. Education, obviously. And about the issue of death, the reality which tells us that we are the same with the universe, the scientific reality, could make you feel different about this process called death.